What's up, people? Live from the Good News studio in Hawthorne, California. I'm Pete Camarillo. I'm back on the mic. As always, across from me, Kenny, how's it going?
Man.
Yeah, just leave that there. We'll get to that a little bit later. But
it's excellent.
Also in the house, to my left, we got Eric. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to get it going, you know?
I feel you. It's Thursday. It's fucking a short week.
A 1 week anniversary?
I don't know, man. Short weeks just always kind of like it's cool because they're shorter, but then they're also like faster.
Like when you played on Halloween, when we played high school football, and you would get that short week, and the game would be like on a Saturday 1 week, and then like a Thursday the next.
Yeah, it never happened to me, but
some weird schedule.
I could understand. And of course, to my right, Kenny's left. First time on the boards. First time on the boards and last time on the boards, I guess.
As an
Unless she
intern.
just shows up next week.
Then that's cool too.
But it's our Long Beach State. I don't even know. We still don't even know what their mascot is these days.
The Pyramid, but they're called the 49ers.
No, they're not called the 49ers anymore. They got rid of that name.
Oh, shit. I thought they were just doing that for sports. They were getting rid of it. I thought it
was the same. Is it
like
the
the dirt
bag?
Like some people like to be called the dirt bags, but it's not really their actual thing. It's one of those schools in our West Coast, in our conference in sports.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
probably UC Santa Barbara.
Izzy graduated.
Hit a gunshot for me.
One more.
One more for good measure.
How does it feel, champion?
It feels good. I feel like I got promoted to the soundboard.
Hey, is that the episode title?
Well, we figured we might as well give you one more lesson as we send you off.
This is the final that isn't actually graded because you already passed.
Thank God.
Those are the worst finals. I hate those fucking finals. And bruh, just give us a day off. Like
exactly.
Like
you already passed. You actually don't really need to show up. Then why? Why, God? Why? Can we have?
Because I'm just trying to have an affair, and I don't want to get caught up.
Wait,
that's why the teacher does that, bro. He needs an alibi.
Low key though, that's probably the teacher who was fucking students.
Yeah,
they always had 3 short periods, but teachers only get 1. But then I can see if you split your lunch, I see how that could work. But like, how you always get 3, bro? It was always art teacher or a science teacher, shit, and like a history teacher. In my day, from what I saw going to school, it was our art teacher. This dude, like this fat, portly white dude. The back of his head was shaped like a bent-in can of sardines. And, like, his neck was layered like flapjacks. It was despicable. Like, fucking Frisbees for the back. It was gross. But, like, that dude was balding, and he still was holding on to his fucking ponytail at the back of his head. And he was definitely, like, in his 40s. But he always had, like, that corny jokes for the girls in the class. And it was like, bro, we get it. You fuck high school girls. Your head, the middle, 78% of the front of your head is bald. The side has hair, and all the hair is like on one fucking patch of island on the back of your neck. Just go bald, bro. But I get why some of them don't, because then like their head would look like a goddamn. What's the Pokemon?
I feel like that's like a real 80s, like some 80s shit.
Yeah, and it just made me uncomfortable. His name was Michael something, but yeah, fuck that dude. He always made me uncomfortable. Like, I don't like.
Hey, they changed the font on speaker, huh? Looks pretty nice. Like it. Looks different. It's cool.
Eclectic.
We've been on speaker for a minute, man. That's crazy. Just see how much has changed. Anyways, but yeah, back to Izzy.
Yeah.
So without giving away too much, because you should save that for your rap, but just what are you looking forward to now?
I'm looking forward to having a good resume. I'm looking forward to finding a job that I'm passionate about and that I care about. Hopefully that has to do with my major and what I'm interested in. But
what is that? In case anybody's hiring?
Marketing. I'd like to be in like the audio space. That's like dream, but that's like probably a few years down the road.
I know you will be in the audio space.
I like that.
Speaking into existence.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about marketing, like concerts or podcasts or what? Like what do you mean audio? Like commercials in audio?
I feel like my dream would be to be in the music production, like audio engineering space. But that's not where my major is, so I have to somehow gap the bridge. But bridge the gap, actually, is how that's said.
To play out, you're clearly a song. You clearly know how to write lyrics because that was a flip on words. That was a bar.
Honestly, it didn't even sound that weird when you said it.
Yeah, it sounded normal. It sounded like we've been saying it wrong our whole lives. I felt stupid for about 3 seconds. I was like, did she just like enhance like my brain? Damn.
And so, I guess it's been like a year and some change. Me and Kenny were going back and forth on how long
I was like, a year and a half? I feel like it's been a year and a half.
It's been like 15 months, I feel like.
Really? I feel like it's been a year.
Like maybe, yeah. Like probably like just a year. Honestly, yeah, I think it's right around a year. Because it was like June.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was last summer for sure.
July, possibly, even.
So what have you learned from this 11 months? What do you take away?
And one before he says that, yeah, pretty much you can definitely use this as a tax write-off, just FYI. I'll tell you later.
I would like to know the information about that. But I learned a lot. I learned a lot about like podcasting apps I had no idea existed. Like I had no idea Spreaker was a thing. I had no idea like Podcorn, and I had no idea that LinkedIn was so useful for marketing purposes. I learned a lot. I learned a little bit about audio from Eric. And I learned how much effort has to go in every single week to make something like this happen. And it's pretty cool to see how like a team comes together every week to get like a similar job done.
Don't start crying.
Dude, I know.
We still got like an hour. We still have content.
So I turned off the mic. I was like, the butterflies in my stomach. Aw.
The other announcement of the week.
I'm not ready.
Should we save that for the end?
Nah, it's too late. It's already here.
Too late.
Well, yeah, a much less announced, but equally exciting.
It's already announced, like on Facebook. If you follow me, and
nobody follows you on Facebook.
Nobody.
Like I didn't mean like that.
Black
I barely
hole
follow
memes.
you on Twitter.
It definitely is a black hole to me. That's my whole. Honestly, that's been like I've been consistent and on brand. I went from like super
I might have
news.
hit your stories like a year ago.
Wait, what? It'd be funny. Fuck you. Even the ones where I tag you in them and it's about this podcast, you're a scumbag. But yeah.
See, this is what I'm fucking talking about. I felt violated by this microphone, bro.
Speaking of feeling violated, no, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. So I graduated from
This is like some New York podcast shit, bro. I think that's
except we don't all hate each other and create fake beef.
Man.
Did you know all those New York podcasters hate each other?
New York.
New York is as a collective is kind of destructive with your NBA players
because they all live on top of each other.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's
still
a shit ton of rats.
So do we.
Nah, like that.
No, not like New York.
Okay, not the rats. I've
never been there, bro.
No, I'm saying that. I agree. If my mom has been there, bro. She showed me the size of what a rat looked like in 1985.
It's different.
No, yeah, there's a lot more people in the condensed area on like an island, man.
Bro, you walk out night and there's trash everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they do.
It's like my neighborhood.
You washing the dishes, bro.
That's bum trash.
You ain't looking at no fucking busy street. You ain't looking at no fucking
I mean, where I'm at is pretty nice.
A nice sun. You ain't looking at nothing. You know what you're looking at? A fucking brick wall.
Why would you just say sun and brick wall in the same sentence? I'm triggered now.
All right. But anyways, speaking of future frock wearers.
Oh yeah, I already got some Crocs set out for.
No, I said frocks.
Oh yeah, his kid has all the drip. I can tell. He's the one.
He's gonna wear a frog.
I'm the bridge to it, but he's the one. I'm gonna get him there. I may not see what happens on the other side, but I get him there. I'm an uncle now.
Kenny's sister was hiding a kid from the podcast. That's a play on an old title.
It is, and we can't use it anymore. Either I don't have a joke for this. Normally I do, but
it's too new.
It's in there somewhere. It's just
you're still processing.
There's a wall of callous and like undissolved milkshake, probably guilt milkshakes. Like I'm talking like 3 milkshakes in one night in college, off an edible. I don't know how.
But at least there's hope for your mom's track speed.
I have no idea what to say to that.
I'm saying that's a good thing.
Wait, no, say it again.
At least there's hope for your mom's track speed. It'll get passed down to this young fella.
Yeah, he'll probably have both. He'll probably be like NFL running back. I'll be, that's my nephew. You're like, boy, you should have seen me back.
Don't be that uncle already.
I'll be like, nah.
You're already that uncle.
I'm a line say I ran a 4.7.
That uncle, bro.
I'm the Funkle, man.
I'm the one over here. You're gonna get him a little nurse
ZK45, bro. That's already his shit. It's copyrighted. You can't steal it. And I fight you for the trademark. And a couple Instagram accounts wanted to have my nephew model for them. We're open to take deals. I'll talk it over.
Those
with my
are
sister.
Russian trolls. And then they're going after your baby, and they're going to suck its blood, and they're conspiracies.
I know. That's why I gave the typical Let's Link. That's why I pretty much gave the typical Let's Link answer to all of them. Let's get together.
Let's discuss it on FaceTime.
Let's discuss it in my DMs. You know, we'll be in touch.
Like that.
It was gross.
Like that English dude who was supposed to have me train him and ghosted me once I asked for a Zoom call.
He gonna steal your crypto. You don't got to shit in a crypto wallet. He stole all your crypto, bro. You replaced it with Dodge.
Dodge coins.
Dodge and trade off. Well, isn't there a trade off Ethereum too? Yeah, you might be fucked.
Anytime you tell somebody your price and you're in your calculation, you added 1% in the hopes that they would negotiate and you could give them a little bit of a discount, and they just say yes without even negotiating, you know it's a red flag.
Yeah,
they're gonna leverage your money. They're gonna leverage your money against you. You're fucked. But no, seriousness. Yeah, man, I'm an uncle now. Isaiah Kenneth Jones, 8 pounds, 8 ounces. My little sister's baby. He was born a week ago today, before this podcast went on the air. So...
Wait, so you went to the hospital right after the podcast?
No, I went to my orientation for my new job last week, and then went straight from there.
Wait, so your sister was just MIA?
Bro.
Having a baby?
Bro, this is with my mom.
But your mom didn't tell you?
She did. Bro, I don't have time to tell the whole fucking story.
Like, it's just like, hey, by the way, your sister's having a baby.
So you just got home and there was just a baby there.
It's like, who's this belong to? Who's this guy?
It was like,
got home. There was nobody there.
And I was like, have you ever seen the episode of I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant?
Yes.
Like, that's how much of a fucking modern miracle. Like, my sister didn't like have any weight on her for like a couple months, up until like recently. And I'm like, thyroids? Because that can happen. Because, you know, COVID weight. We all put on COVID weight.
Shout out to my thyroid. You're not the most improved player this year.
I don't even want to. The answer scares me.
You're not first all team thyroid.
Like you're scaring me now. But yeah, like, because your thyroid controls like weight gain and shit. So I thought something was really wrong, and then come to find out, boop, baby comes out. I was busy doing my orientation, and I was gonna go home, change clothes, come to the studio. My mom called me. I rushed there in an Uber. Like, oh shit, I'm an uncle. Then I saw pictures. Because COVID, they don't allow a lot of people in NICU yet, so had to wait to see him a couple days. He comes home, like, before my mom I didn't even see his face. I just saw the car seat coming up the stairs, and I saw my mom looking at me, and, like, it felt like Christmas. I had, like, the same feeling when my little sister, who's now mom, came home. I was like, it was like, I was elated. I was like, I ran to the door. Well, when I was a kid, I wobbled to the door, but, I was fat and bow-legged, and lights came with braids, so I was, like, beautiful. They're like, oh, my God, he's like a life-size doll. And when you poke his stomach, he laughs like the Pillsbury Doughboy. But after, like, 3 pokes, I want to punch you in the face. I was that kid. I was like, look, I ain't laughing no goddamn more. It's not funny. But anyway.
Like a violent Stewie over here.
But, like, imagine getting poked in your belly button repeatedly.
It's like, blast you, woman.
It's like every time it says, like, damn it, I didn't want to laugh. And after the 3rd time, it's like, all right. All right, you're violating me. You're violating my hole. Can you stop? Don't poke my belly button. But yeah.
Okay, she's getting comfortable now.
I guess that was a transition 3, and we're like, hey, that was perfect timing. All right, should have picked her first.
Damn, bro, the Lakers are getting scraped.
Yeah,
the Lakers are getting ran out the gym.
They're getting
Game
Zabuma
6
food
at home.
They're getting Zabuma food.
It's 47-19. Halfway through this.
The fuck is that? A high school basketball game?
Second, bro.
It's a high school. It's an AAU.
Lakers will come back.
Clippers
go to my OnlyFans.
Clippers suck too.
Go to my OnlyFans just to watch me laugh hysterically at the Lakers for a solid 45 minutes.
Can babies have an OnlyFans?
That's all I'm gonna do.
Can babies have an OnlyFans? Because there are adult OnlyFanses, like for gamers. Like,
yeah, I know.
Their babies can apparently have an OnlyFans.
I'm sure they do.
That's why I'm charging like people $1,000 a pop to like dress my nephew up. I dress him.
You're
I style him.
supposed to be 18.
Okay, thank God. Thank God. Supposed to be. I was like, that ain't stopping nothing. But yeah, he's a beautiful baby boy. I mean, obviously, because I'm like the world's greatest uncle, just via proxy, because how great of a brother I am. Like, naturally, I just had the innate ability to just hold a crying child and then just lull them to sleep in about 30 seconds. It's a gift.
It's those breasts.
You're going to hell? I purposely didn't say anything because I wanted everyone to hear you say that, you piece of shit. Now, I have my shirt on, though. She finally caught the joke. Oh, shit. Hey, real shit though. I was holding him this morning. My mom was like, "He already ate. What are you doing?" I was like, "Hey, that's I'm not gonna wish bad things on you with the child in my hand, but when I put the baby down,
this is too new to make precious jokes. Let's calm down."
Yo, okay, precious is not an indication of what all black parents do to their children. Jesus. Fam, me and you are gonna H&R is gonna have a talk after this, okay? H&R is gonna have a talk. Cause Jesus, bro.
No, I'm saying about
there are plenty of black movies with successful families.
I'm not about your mom.
Cause she abused her child while she was holding her grandchild. Damn. That's how you're the middle child. Just everyone beats you.
No, I was just saying that's,
emotionally.
I'm just saying that's the joke you usually use when she got you in the corner.
Oh yeah, but it's always not the same variation of that joke. I just like, hey, remember that time where I totally scraped my knee up at the park and I had a wood chip stuck in it, and you pulled it out and said, "Stop acting like a bitch."
Remember that time I walked into a door, but it was really your fist?
Remember that time you saw me walking and you still slammed the screen door in my face?
All right, now we're just kidding, man. Domestic violence is not funny.
It really isn't, especially during a pandemic.
Yeah.
And not all black and Latino families abuse their children.
A lot of them
but
do.
They do.
It's based in a weird form of, I don't know if it's like a religious thing to just want to beat your kids. I feel like that's where that shit comes from.
You know what it is from a family of Hispanic people? It's so you learn. A fist,
a reminder.
A belt, a telephone wire, a shoe. Definitely a shoe.
A Sharpie.
Make you think twice.
Sharpie cap.
Sharpie cap doesn't threaten me, dude.
A hanger? A metal hanger?
A concha belt. Yeah, have you ever heard of a concha belt?
I just know her.
Okay.
Is that a concha
concha
belt?
A concha belt is this belt that has these metal medallions on there with turquoise that people from my hometown have, the Santa Fe style. My grandmother used to beat me with that shit.
Ooh.
So I learned. So
our extension cord.
I feel like you
still learned. My old man used to get the belt and do the little whipping. Yo, dude, yeah, that just sends a chill down your spine.
It really just gave me a chill. I just remember when my mom whipped my ass.
Yeah.
And
did you learn?
I learned.
And learn. Because that belt hurts.
I learned to forget whatever I was supposed to forget.
The funniest thing is like my dad was a hard ass on us growing up and everything, and then he's divorced and he got married and almost remarried, and these kids got at least 15 years younger than me, if not 20. My dad was getting like really annoyed by this one kid, and this guy's kid's dad is like wealthy in Phoenix, and my dad's getting pissed off, and I'm laughing because my dad like. He would whoop my ass for pissing him off like that. And I just laugh at this kid. I'm like, oh man, my dad would have kicked my ass. He just looks at me. I was like, Bill is a child abuser? I'm like, no. Just a stern dad that I was more scared of than cops or anything else, Just don't tell my dad. I'll go to jail. Just don't tell my dad.
Dads are that thing that hits back when you think you can just punch your way through shit, and then you realize, oh, something punches back. Like, let me run headfirst into this brick wall. What'd you learn? You're not an unstoppable force, and what Dad says is an immovable object. Unless you're a girl, then you can totally you live in his heart. So,
shout out to all the dads who try. It's not easy having kids like us.
Yeah, I was a handful. I was a pain, Eric.
So, do we talk about football on this show or what?
Speaking of more pain,
for real, man. Eric gonna be like,
yeah, like we went from like, damn, how this kid gonna get his ass kicked?
This is a sentimental football podcast, but
culture, context, topical takes for the culture. Shout out to X Squad affiliates.
Missing babies and child abuse, shit.
I mean, yeah.
All right, some news this week that happened, stuff we got to talk about. The USFL making a return with the same teams in 2022.
That's kind of lit. This means the XFL has to really get their shit together.
So is there?
Don't you want to be the first one to launch?
Well, they launched and that's the thing. Is like, is there enough talent out there to support a TV ratings? I mean, like with all these leagues,
there is
football.
There is because I mean, regular Sunday is still doing twice as much as anything else on TV.
Yeah,
and Saturday afternoon will sell. The XFL proved that.
And you still get ratings across the board on all sorts of football. Whether it's the fan league on Twitch, high school, college, etc. So I think there's demand for it. It's just, I don't know. I think so many people have gotten kind of lost in sort of, trying to differentiate themselves from all the other different kind of sub-leagues that have popped up. But I think the reality is, like, someone just needs to make a league that's sustainable. Like, stop trying to capture all the attention in the cloud, which, I mean, I guess you need to operate the business and get the views. But, like, really, I think you just need to set up something that's going to last more than a year or two and actually attract players.
COVID is the reason why the XFL stopped.
The product is ultimately what people want.
But COVID is the reason the XFL stopped. That's the only reason why me and Raul Martinez weren't at the XFL championship game and then pulling a quick one to Vegas to cover the combine. The draft.
I was going to say, that's a hard, quick transition.
Yeah, but like, literally, like, all that stuff was happening, and then the XFL was having great ratings. The LA market was doing better because the team won and beat the best team in the league, the Defenders.
But the thing is, they were still having a lot of problems behind the scenes. There were still a lot of issues with money.
Of course.
And that's what I'm saying. That's come from management. That comes from...
It's Vince McMahon,
That comes from wanting to, like, scale so fast. It's like, you're not just going to wake up and be the NFL. The NFL is a 50-year-old product, and they basically had a monopoly on it for most of that time. Like, you got to just start with something that's going to last a little bit. I don't know. I think that's kind of what the CFL did, but like make it not Canadian and not like weird. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the XFL, this was their second chance at it. I mean, the first chance was, the first go at it was awful. I mean, it was fun and all but like you said, it wasn't sustainable. This time, they had things they needed to fix. Don't get me wrong, but they had the ratings, they had the popularity. They're getting more and more viewers every week, I think, too. But then, as you said, the COVID did happen. So, I mean, we would probably be in their season 2 right now if they finished last year right now, and I think those things would be tightened up. I think, but like you said, there's a money issue. There's a history of money issue with Vince McMahon as well, and so I think The Rock and other celebrities have some.
The Rock owns it along
but
with
the
his ex-wife.
USFLs have had the same money issues. That's what I'm saying is, and the thing that the USFL did that no other league has ever done since is they were able to get top NFL talent to say, hey, I'm going to go to your league and not go to the NFL.
But I think they were the red trolley car if we're talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And the
NFL bought the autonomy from a secondary league like that for players to ever want to do that again.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe the NFL needs to build it. I don't know, but
the NFL
there's a demand for it.
The XFL was doing business with the NFL, and look what happened. A bunch of guys from the XFL got drafted.
What do you mean they're doing business with the NFL?
Like, they were cool with the XFL having their draft, like...
because that's somebody else's pocketbooks that's just going to make them more money.
That's good business. That's starting off on a good foot. Hey, we don't want to step on your toes, but we're doing that Saturday market because there's no college football right now. So that's perfect. People are going to come out. And at least in LA.
But this is what I'm talking about. This is the problem right here. Because what you're talking about.
If it's a subdivision of the NFL, that's fine.
What you're talking about is like.
Kenny Robinson got drafted.
Is hype. Is like.
All you need is
like
hype.
Talk. Like, that's not business, bro. That's why I'm telling you, these leagues can't make it because they don't do good business. They're all trying to fucking get a large part of the market share right away. It's like, dude, it doesn't work like that. But part of the reason why the XFL was so successful is it was also off the coattails of the AAF. So it was like, the broadcasters were more open to it because the AAF had already proven, hey, we can do the TV thing. The TV part is not the problem. It's getting the butts in the seats, being able to pay your talent top salaries. Because there's already stories about the XFL. People weren't getting checks, too.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, what you're saying is cool and it's something memorable to take away from that. But the reality is, like, the XFL probably wouldn't have still made it to season 2.
I think they would have.
Even
let's say
COVID,
The Rock. What if The Rock steps in and buys it, though?
Because COVID gave him a cop-out, bro. That's the other thing. And they still got bought out. So it's not that there wasn't money. It's that there wasn't money fast enough. And COVID just accelerated that. Instead of making it end in 3 months, it ended 3 months earlier.
But that's mid-season. I'm telling you, they had the biggest ratings in that Defenders versus Wildcats game when nobody expected the Wildcats to beat them. That created buzz because now it's like, okay, anybody can win this other side now. And the best team that we thought was the best team with the former NFL player Cardell Jones and certain.
But what I'm telling you though is like the same thing, bro. Is like you're harping on the one success of like, okay, it caught your attention, it got the media's attention, it caught local attention. But what I'm telling you is that's not enough to drive business because why is the NFL so fucking popular? They have so many revenue streams. TV is the biggest one, but that's just a drop in the bucket. Everything else is just as much as a TV. It's just not as big as a TV in itself. Okay. But when you're talking about merchandising, when you're talking about the revenue sales of actually getting people in there, you're talking about these organizations that are long-standing and have, stockpiles of cash that the XFL didn't have, like.
And they were successful on a small level with the resources that they had, even if they barely got it through. What I'm saying is I was at all those LA Wildcat games. They were having numbers that were comparable to the LA Chargers. That's an
off
NFL
of
team.
$5 tickets though, $10 tickets.
Okay,
That's what I'm telling you.
You scale everything down, fine.
But you don't scale everything down because look, the NFL lost a quarter of the revenue last year, right? Which for the NFL is $4 billion, right? For the XFL, bro, for you to not make it through your inaugural season, you're telling me you didn't make it because of 25%? Because you were 25% short? No. You were a lot more than 25% short if you couldn't even get through the end of the year. Because, one, if you had a good business model and plan, you would have accounted for that 25% just
you can account
off
for a
stockpile.
pandemic.
Just off stockpile.
But they only had so much. And for what they did.
And that's what I'm saying.
I think the region, I don't agree with some of the regions they chose.
They looked at the books and they were like,
it's not sustainable.
This is cool, but it's not it. This is not the answer. It's not going to work. It's not worth me holding on to the stake of this league, this team, through however long this pandemic goes. Let me cut my losses.
But let's be honest, and I'm just talking about...
And that's exactly what The Rock and his wife are running into because, look, again, same thing. They bought the team, caught the attention. Cool. Been a year. We're punting it.
It says
we're punting this year. Well, then it was we're going to CFL again. Attention.
We're still working.
Boom.
On
a few months later, we're punting it this year.
But I think they're realizing they need to be a feeder system league where you'll watch it. You might not watch the whole game. It's probably funnier if you're there. Trust me, it's much funnier if you're there. Because at least for me, the press room food was fire. They had some hood Chinese one day.
Bro, that's like
barbecue.
building fucking Storify right now.
Okay.
Like, okay, yeah, cool.
But aren't all these shits
you
the
built
same?
this cool thing that's going to feed into fucking WordPress. Well, guess what? When WordPress fucking builds it, or Twitter builds it, or Facebook builds it,
what about Snap?
It's going to be better.
Explain why Snap still exists.
Because they found their niche. They found their audience. And they shifted, yeah, but they were also sustainable. They saw themselves from the get-go. Their vision was always to be a camera company.
They hit it big for a while. Bro, more people were on college than on Snapchat than Facebook.
Bro, I told you about Snapchat.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was so popular, bro, and then it only cooled down.
Bro. Like, I've been banging the table for Snapchat for 8 years.
It's called Snap now.
Yeah, but they've always been a camera company. That's what their vision has always been.
They just gave you the power of a camera.
To go beyond just like being another platform because they realized, hey, if Instagram and Facebook builds our shit, which they did, like, we're done.
Yep.
So they see themselves as like another layer on top of your hardware. Like, they don't see themselves as a platform. They see themselves as a camera company. And that's kind of what a new league has to do is like, we're not trying to be Facebook Lite. We're not trying to be another Twitter. We're not trying to be another TikTok. Like, we're trying to carve out a niche and change the culture. Like what Marshawn's doing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that might never fucking get to the big broadcast level and stuff like that. But he found something between, like, arena football, semi-pro, and these spring leagues, and he's building something that's, like, that could last.
But I'm saying that's what the XFL could have been, and really, sometimes it only takes a couple of ideas and different ways of thinking to help a company pivot and change, even if the funds aren't necessarily there. Like, the XFL had, if given some time, it could have said, okay, here's what we did right, here's what we did wrong, let's put money behind it. But if Vince McMahon is the only person...
That's what they did. And it was better to an extent.
The experience, they realized... But the thing is, you got to realize is...
It takes time to build a brand, bro.
Exactly. And Vince McMahon, if he sees he's going to lose money, he pulls out. Hell, he just fired like 6 of his top wrestlers. One of them was a main event guy.
That was crazy.
Braun Strowman, fucking... They just did a storyline with Aleister Black, with him attacking Big E, and then they fire him. And then Lana, they put her through fucking tables every week for like 7 or 8 weeks just to get back at her husband Miro. Because what was the point of fucking Nia Jax putting her through an announce table every week for 2 goddamn months? To embarrass her. Yeah, you're going to earn your check or you're going to fucking take a bump through a table unnecessarily. It didn't really sell anything. It just became cheap pop. So what I'm saying is, with Vince McMahon and wrestling, how he runs wrestling is how he runs everything else. So if you get a different mindset, The Rock is of a different mindset than Vince McMahon. Similar, but The Rock is a fucking boss. And you could say The Rock saved wrestling, especially for Vince McMahon in the 90s and the 2000s. And he actually was the first and only crossover guy. He made it possible, even though John Cena has been nowhere near as good. But there are actual dope Rock movies you can name off outside of the Fast and Furious shit that made him money. He's done a lot of dope shit.
I wouldn't say dope.
Okay, dope, but not trash.
Okay, I'll give you not trash.
He ain't got no failing grades.
I'll give you not trash.
Unless you count
He's got
the
lot
early
of hard 6s and 7s, bro.
He got a couple 8s though, and a couple 10s.
What's a Rock 8?
Okay, he got the Fast and the Furious
Say
franchise.
Jumanji, I'm gonna throw his pen at you, bro.
I haven't even seen the. I refuse. The only Jumanji I acknowledge is the one with Robert.
Low-key, Rampage was kind of good.
Didn't see it.
Rampage was alright.
See what I'm saying?
It wasn't trash, though.
It wasn't trash.
You know what was trash was Skyscraper.
All right,
that was a terrible film.
That was trash.
Scorpion
was that
King,
like the end of the world
King's
one?
Low-key trash, bro.
Was that like the end of the world? That's when CGI was trash.
I thought that shit was hard back in the day.
COVID coughed on the mic.
I thought that shit was hard back in the day, but
it looked like a video game, and then you look up on it now, you're like, oh my god,
this shit looks like Indiana Jones ride.
Bro, it looked like you had the perfect.
They literally just took a GoPro in the Indiana Jones ride with the Rock.
It looked like you were using paint on your fucking. Damn, what's an old laptop? Look like you were on your old laptop in like 2000, huh?
Compact. With the key.
Howard Packard.
Nah,
Oh, that's HP.
HP.
The HP, but like a really nice desktop when you could have just got a laptop.
I don't know what that means.
Like it was.
What your point was?
I forget the name of it. But bottom line is like, The Rock's all the shit he's attached to. Damn. All shit he's attached to, like Fast and Furious. That franchise is a $1 billion franchise. So money trumps a lot of the movies that you barely remember that you thought he sucked in, but he did great in them. Oh yeah. Oh, and he was in the fucking the Disney movie where he's like, "You're welcome."
Moana.
He's in fucking Moana, so he won, bro. That's an A.
Moana's a good one. I'll be honest.
I agree.
Moana's an A.
And he's for children, so children's movies are for the next 20,000 years.
Did you guys like him in Ballers?
I love that show.
Ballers, yeah.
It pissed me off that they didn't just kill Reggie's the hanger-on of Reggie, the dude who played. He actually played at UCLA. He played football at UCLA.
Yeah, he's
Donovan something.
Washington, because he's Denzel Washington's son.
No, it's him. That's Ricky, slot receiver, but the lineman.
Oh,
he went to Birmingham, right?
I think so. Yeah, he went to Birmingham and he went to UCLA. Donovan Carter, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He played with Malik Jackson in that match.
And shit, Dayton Jones, I think too. But yeah. So
fighting with my family was cool.
That was, but he wasn't really. That was mostly about Paige.
Yeah, he was a cameo.
But that was like a good WWE movie. Like think about all the shitty
Baywatch was trash. Huh? That was a trash. That was a L.
What movie?
Baywatch.
Baywatch is trash.
That's a 4.
I believe you. I haven't even seen it, but it was Zac Efron too, right?
Central Intelligence was a solid 5.
They turned that into like a funny cop franchise.
That was funny, yeah. That was actually kind of funny.
Kevin Hart, another megastar, but Kevin Hart's in it. And
San Andreas was kind of trash.
San Andreas was garbage.
You looking up all his movies? It's a pretty long list right now, isn't it?
It is. Hercules?
I'm wondering what's the first movie I saw him in.
The soundtrack was alright.
Pain and Gang was a 5.
Yeah.
6.
It was based on real life shit though.
It was okay. It wasn't that bad. Empire State.
He was in a Get Shorty.
Yeah, he was.
John Travolta.
Snitch.
I found out about him in the Game Plan.
G.I. Joe.
Game Plan, that's right.
Kid movie.
Yeah.
See?
That's where I found out about him.
That one, actually.
Bro, Fast 5 came out in 2011.
I'm telling you, bro.
I'm old, bro.
Dude, like Fast and Furious came out when I was in high school, man. That was like
Fuck.
99,
Now we're all
2000.
Oh, he was in
Bro,
Toothfairy.
99, 2000?
Yeah.
That's when I moved out here, was in August of 1999.
Race to Witch Mountain. That was
That's
good
the,
movie.
there are memes from that movie, so that's a win.
Gridiron Gang is a win.
Gridiron Gang
my
is-
cousin is in it.
Wait, your cousin's a Gridiron Gang?
Yeah, he's a.
Which one? Andy Avalos?
Yeah, he's an extra in there.
Andy Avalos? Goddamn.
Yeah, he's one of the linebackers in there.
Okay.
He's on for like a cool 2 seconds. Like,
No, bro.
I know exactly.
Nobody
where he's
remembers
on.
more
I can
than
show
two-
you where he's at, bro.
Show me.
I know exactly where he's at.
I'm
bro.
going to screen that shit. And I'm going to add him on IG like, hey, go fuck with our page. Your cousin over here.
Well, speaking of big old human beings like that,
But no, sorry to finish the point. You see how many hits I just named off The Rock? Shit that
you
should have been
named 2
trash.
hits.
No. But
Moana. And
she found out about him from a kid's movie. That shit was an ass movie. If we're talking about, if we put it on Disney, it's ass. Like, it's not even a good Disney
The
movie.
Tooth Fairy was
slaps.
ass.
No, the Tooth Fairy
Tooth
is
Fairy
like,
was ass.
it's cupcake kitty shit you can put on Disney. That one, the
trash.
other two you said, Moana's
So trash.
Moana's a classic.
Still trash.
Is it not Disney money though?
I mean,
Is it
you can
not?
only
Did it not
polish
make
a
money?
turd. I mean, yeah, but this,
If it makes money, it makes sense, right?
yeah,
He was in Shazam.
Yes,
Shazam.
bro. He was in a ton of shit. That's what I'm saying. You keep naming. You keep like, nah. I'm like, if he's in charge of the XFL, there's a whole leader. He knows how to make money and channel shit, bro. He'll find all those old Hawaii players, old fucking Samoan and Tongan players who just gave up and just became bodybuilders, and then they come play in a football league and they're beating the shit out of people. And then you're like, oh my God, it's another Chester Pitt story. The dude who played for the Houston Texans, and he was like bagging groceries in a fucking grocery store, and somehow he tried out for the Texans, and he even played college football. Yeah, go look up the story of Chester Pitts.
well, Kurt Warner was bagging groceries too when he.
I'm saying. But for an offensive lineman to have not played and then you make it into the NFL, that is craziness. So I'm saying anything The Rock is attached to, one, his star, he has, like, people are warning him in the political realm. So I'm saying, and this goes back to branding and marketing. Sometimes if you don't have the money, if you have the branding and the marketing, you can make some shit look great. You can make some shit look like a pile of gold. And then if it's valuable and somebody has worked in it and they have the right ideas, then it doesn't matter how you started. Because guess what? If we use that metric, then we would have to say
I'm gonna dead your whole entire argument.
We would have to say Steve Jobs was a failure way back when, before his shit popped
You
off.
are right. Like, the XFL definitely has branding and marketing, especially with The Rock.
Social media, grassroots, community shit.
However, you gotta remember, what's the difference between Vince McMahon and fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
People like The Rock.
When you say people, who do you mean?
Everybody.
Everybody besides who?
People that like
Even racist white people like The Rock.
Yeah, but not to the same extent that they like Vince
Bro,
McMahon.
people don't see The Rock as a black man. You know that, right?
Not to the same extent that they like Vince McMahon.
You know
That's what I'm telling you, though, is like Vince McMahon has had these relationships with these TV broadcasters for 20, 30 years.
Okay, but
So that's a totally different ask.
they got sold by CBS or NBC.
That's a totally different ask than when Dwayne The Rock Johnson comes in. Like, yeah, he's a star, but that's different
team
than
is solid.
Vince McMahon, who you've been having bread with and who's been making you bread with.
But
and
him
is
and The
also
Rock-
a white racist man who.
But him and
Votes
The
for
Rock,
Trump, too.
him and The Rock are cool as fuck though, because The Rock and his family have made Vince McMahon millions and millions of dollars. Look at
What
the
I'm
whole
telling you
his
is-
whole family tree is in wrestling, bro. You
What I'm
can't tell
telling you though is like when you're talking about TV,
who better than to have The Rock's face on your TV than an upstart football league that's just
but the
only in the
TV
spring.
TV's owned by white people.
And okay,
And black
what
people
tell-
watch it more.
What I'm
the
telling you
most.
is, the world don't see The Rock as a black man. They see him as The Rock. They don't
But
consider his blackness.
those white network owners,
Maybe
those
But you
dudes
ain't gotta
who are gonna greenlight those $1 million broadcast deals.
Hey, if you let your
They're
racism
white.
stand in the way of billions of dollars, you're stupid. there's some hardcore racists who will do business with anybody. Hell, the Klan even struck up an agreement with Malcolm X back in the day to get them off some black people who are in the South.
What I'm telling you though is like, it's more than just a name. It's more than just marketing. It's more than just. I
get it. You're talking about systematic white supremacy within the media and marketing and deals and money, old money and all that shit. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And that's on top of the fact that we already know this shit has already flopped twice. Fool me once, shame on you.
You can't count this as a flop.
Shame on you.
The pandemic, we'll say you can't count it as a flop because...
Fool me 3 times? What the fuck are we doing?
Now it's like, why is this such a good idea? And then just horrible shit keeps happening to it. That's what happened with wrestling at one point. Like, people recover. Hell, some stocks recover. Imagine if you just said, well, fuck Amazon, it doesn't look like much.
But the difference is those people, like those 2 companies you just named,
had a brain trust?
They had
money?
That, and they also had a visionary. Like they had
The Rock isn't a visionary?
No, The Rock is a celebrity. The Rock is a personality.
Bro, how do you
think he's not a visionary, finessed? Bro. He's not.
Visionary.
You're telling me all The Rock has ever thought about is owning a professional sports league?
No, I think The Rock has thought about
his thousands of things that he does. That's the thing that he's most focused on.
No, I think The Rock is about being the greatest businessman possible. I think he elevated to that.
I'm telling you,
after realizing he was the most popular.
If anybody was going to make the XFL work, it would have been this last time around.
It was kind of working. Like, you realize most businesses don't make money their first year.
That's what I'm telling you.
In this country.
That's what I'm telling you.
Some hang on and survive and recover.
Who can't survive.
Oh, so you tell me football is a failure? That is
no. I'm telling you, the XFL was a failure.
Okay, I'm saying the XFL. If you threw money at their problems and changed up some of the
the problem is you don't have that money, bro. That's what I'm telling you.
No, but I'm saying
stop standing for the XFL, bro. I don't know why you want to die on the XFL.
No, because if I don't stand for this case that involves the XFL, then I could say, well, why would I even bother with any other small business? Fuck them.
That's not true.
But I'm saying once you have that mentality,
that's not
if
true.
If somebody's thinking from a different perspective
than you,
the
XFL is not a small business, though, bro. That's what I'm telling you. It's not a small business.
They were never going to overtake the NFL.
A small business is your fucking.
You're never going to overtake NFL, but you can compete.
Thank you. JUCO colleges still exist, but think about it. Somebody probably came and say, "Why the fuck would you need a JUCO if you could just go D1?" Well, they couldn't go D1. Some things happened. They got to bounce back. Well, then fuck it. Well, no, you don't want to get rid of talent. Give them the eligibility as long as it's within 4 years.
Bro, but that's all subsidized.
But that's my point. If something has enough good ideas,
that doesn't make
and
money.
Enough potential,
that doesn't make money.
Somebody will throw money behind it.
JUCO doesn't make money, bro.
Hey, what the fuck you mean? There are JUCOs in states. You get scholarships to JUCOs in other states outside of California. They don't have to pay for shit. They get room and board. I know people right now. In other states, like they get everything for free. Okay. You get a scholarship to play the JUCO, bro. You might not even make it to the next level, but you have infrastructure behind you, backing you, that you didn't have to go create yourself. Bro, what I'm saying is
a subsidy. That's not money.
Hey, it buys you time. Does it not buy you time? And what does the XFL need to?
They're backed by other organizations.
Okay, but what does the XFL need in order to get better? Money and time, right?
A million other people like you who are over here standing for the fucking brand, bro.
No, but I'm saying people who are investing.
You're literally the only person who thinks about the XFL.
Bro, I don't
you think about the XFL more than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, bro.
I doubt
like,
that.
for real, he needs to fucking hire you because you're just over here fucking drooling all over the fucking.
Nah.
The one league that gave you credentials, bro. Like, chill.
That hurt. The NFL gave me credentials, too.
Well, chill, bro.
But I'm saying, no, but I'm just saying you could take the XFL out and I could say, fucking chicken spot out here, like a random chicken spot.
You can't compare a food spot to a football team.
But I can compare business to
everybody
business.
Needs to eat. Not everybody needs to watch football.
Are you sure about that? Everybody needs to be entertained, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't. Not everybody gets.
But if you bring food, fanfare, and something to take people's mind off of it, bro, a football game is an experience. I'm not arguing your point because I would lose. I'm arguing you the point that somebody will find a way to pitch that shit. Like, somebody had to pitch to The Rock why he should fucking buy the XFL.
What I'm telling you is, like, yeah, you're right. Like, your fallacy of, like, oh, everyone needs to be entertained. Like, there's always going to be someone to watch football. Yes, you're right. The thing is, there's plenty of fucking football to watch, bro. There's high school, there's college, there's JUCO, there's pros. Like, you have to have a reason why you fucking exist. Like, there's got to be a reason why you exist other than just being a brainchild of somebody. I mean, or being a passion project.
I hate to break it to you, but football's that easy. It kind of sells itself.
Was the XFL like a minor
league?
Bro,
this is why they're.
It pretty much is a minor league.
The leagues are not making it though. This is exactly what I'm talking about, bro.
I get it.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, football will just sell itself. It hasn't worked the last 5 times people have done it. Stop fucking doing it. Do it better.
So what?
It's not just enough. Like, it's not just, you build it, it will come.
There's a league going on right now.
Right. When there's only fucking one party in town, yeah. But when there's 7 parties happening on the same day, you build it, and it's not enough for people to come. That's the
promenade. There's a party everywhere you look. Okay, well, I'll raise you this then, and I got nothing else.
I'm done with this shit.
No, just semi-pro football. We got to have T on then.
Yeah.
Because is semi-pro football viable?
That doesn't make money, though. That's what I'm telling you. It doesn't exist to make money. It exists to give people a reason to keep playing. To have fun, to escape.
There's some cats who've come up to semi-pro and made it. A very small margin.
Okay, but they're not making money. The leagues are making money.
But I'm saying, by that logic, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't need to exist, then semi-pro wouldn't exist.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the purpose of it existing is not to make money. The purpose of it existing is so that people can continue playing.
Yeah, but which is what these other leagues are going to say.
No, but that's not a reason to take money from broadcasters.
I'm agreeing with you, but I'm trying to make you understand the other side and why they keep fucking doing it. I get what you're saying. Shit has to make sense, and you need money. And you can't generate money from your idea, and you're telling people it's going to make money.
About the XFL for 30 minutes.
No, you're making about the XFL. I'm talking about any of these football leagues that keep failing. They can't use the same old cliche of we want to sell football and entertainment and a good time. I can go to fucking Norm's and have a good time.
Can.
Right, so now you're arguing with yourself.
For $20.
What?
I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
No, but I'm saying
sponsorship from Norm's.
I'm saying you need to understand that you're never going to change people's minds with that logical argument because it makes too much fucking sense. And people were willing to throw their money away on some shit on a good time. It's like going to a casino and you lose money all the time.
I don't know, man. It's more like Drake's not here for a long time, but a good time.
Yeah, over here. This guy over here like, I took the L on the argument.
Yeah, I could smoke weed every day.
That was always the point. Like, I wanted you to take the L so that you could see that really I'm not taking the L, but you're taking the L. Like,
you're taking the L by trying to...
Shut up. All right, well, moving on.
But you know somebody's going to take a gamble using that exact same logic and rhetoric I just told you.
I know. I know what you're saying, but it's just a cop-out.
But I'm saying if you just go past the point of where you think it's not going to work, you might find a reason it might work, and that's what somebody's going to fucking say and get a whole bunch of money for pitching it.
Somebody has to have the money and the vision, like Jeff Bezos did, to like fucking keep Amazon afloat.
And you know whose job that ain't?
But you know who was doing that? Vince McMahon. You know who sold the company? Vince McMahon
doesn't really make a lot of decisions anymore. He makes a couple, but...
But what I'm saying is he held on to that because he wanted to make it work.
But I'm saying...
He sold it.
I'm saying Vince has to... Yeah, he has to make bank on it, but the person pitching it on Vince's behalf just has to sell the point to just enough people, and then we're back at square one.
All right, so moving on, finally.
Albert Haynesworth, man, he gets a kidney and meets the kidney donor.
Kenny's going to be next with the 3 shakes and half a bag of M&Ms in the shake.
Remember when this guy was the highest paid player in the NFL?
$41 million guaranteed.
41 million. Was he the first 100 million guy, or was he 90 million?
For D tackle. I think defensive player first.
Yeah, I think he was.
I think he was
Defensive player first.
Other non-quarterback or offensive lineman as well. But to get $100 million, and then he was awful and just mean. Who was dirtier? Who was dirtier? Him or Sue?
Him.
Yeah.
He stomped on Andre Goddard's head on purpose.
Yeah, but Sue does the same thing.
Nah. Not with their helmet off. He purposely waited till his helmet was off and stomped a motherfucking mud hole in someone's face.
Yeah, Sue did that too.
He did a track warm-ups in a 100-meter 4x4 on Andre Goddard's face, and now they became friends. That's the fucking silver. That's the crazy part about that story. They became friends. After that, dog, you stomp me out, and I don't get you back, and we become friends. That deserves its own podcast.
Well, somebody gave him a kidney. He needed it. You could afford it, I hope.
But he was looking pretty bad. He was down bad for a minute. We talked about it a while back.
Yeah, he's.
Chris Hogan keeps the weird switching sports in an old age trend going. He's going to debut in the as a professional lacrosse player after 8 years in the league.
He already did. He's playing for a Boston team. I forget which team he's playing for.
What's up with the East Coast and lacrosse? I don't get it.
It's just not a thing here.
It was kind of like an elitist sport. Tracing back.
My cousin played at Cal State Fullerton. He would always tell us, "Well, I'm a collegiate athlete.
It's not the collegiate athlete. It's a club sport, bro.
Yep.
I'm in a D1.
I didn't find that out until I started looking at colleges. So
like, you've been lying.
If lacrosse was starting to get bigger in my hometown my senior year, but I think
it's actually growing right now.
Yeah,
it's actually growing pretty well.
Yeah, and there's all where Hogan's at. There's a professional lacrosse league. Would pays nothing like the NFL, of course, but. I would have loved playing lacrosse because this is still another contact sport in the spring, So, and I was fast and I could hit people, so and you still wear pads, so yeah, it'd be cool. But good for Chris Hogan. Too bad he couldn't catch a ball,
The average salary for a NLL player is $15,000.
15 grand, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big. It's just not a big professional market. I mean, it's cool. It's a big sport, but just especially in comparison to the NFL. NFL is multi-billions.
Side money, and he probably was like, I wasn't even supposed to make it as an NFL receiver, and I did.
Yeah,
he lasted.
He got a Super Bowl. He got a couple rings, didn't he? One or two.
Lasted
at least
8
one?
years.
Yeah,
8 years out of a college you've never heard of.
Yeah.
That Patriot privilege.
Right.
No, it's a lot of cats. Like Jim Brown was an excellent, damn near Hall of Fame lacrosse player. Gail Sayre, a lot of them cats. But Jim Brown definitely was
I've watched Sports Entry before.
Yeah.
Sassy.
Jim Thorpe was an excellent lacrosse player.
Well, this man just wasted 30 minutes of my life talking about a fucking irrelevant ass league that probably isn't even going to come back for 5 years.
They'll have another one by a different name.
That's probably going to get sold by The Rock to fucking a hedge fund in 2 months.
Donald Trump.
The Patriot League? Oh,
then
shit.
I really wouldn't want it to succeed.
No, right? Nah, I think people would boycott it.
They have fentanyl-laced smoothies.
Maybe.
Man, the Lakers are really about to get bounced by the Suns.
By the Suns.
Bro,
Wow.
I'm more disgusted by this team than I was the Smush Parker teams, where Kobe just had him by himself.
I think they'll come back still.
Phoenix about to be lit tonight.
62-43.
Phoenix, this is why I said Chris Paul should win MVP. He
Yeah.
enhances
He
the
hasn't
level of
been
play
playing
for
that well.
every team he's on. Every team he's on, he's made them better.
Kenny Smith, they
He
said the
makes-
same shit last time.
Chris Paul's made more teams look better than LeBron.
Okay, bro.
Facts. LeBron's ruined every role player he ever played with. Ruined Chris Bosh. Ruined Kevin Love.
How
Ruined
did he
D
ruin
Wade.
Chris Bosh?
They gave him less. They gave him the most
You didn't give
minimal.
him blood clots?
No, bro. First off, like,
That's what I'm
first off,
saying.
Bumperclot.
How did he ruin fucking Chris Bosh?
Bro, he was Chris Bosh was averaging like 20
his fault.
20 and
Kevin
9 a
Love was
game,
fighting
bro.
fragile.
He was averaging 29 a game in his sleep. with fucking Toronto, bro. And then comes to the Heat and averaging like 15 and 8, 15 and 10. Bro, he was getting the least amount of shots. And
He was
deserved
averaging
more
like
shots.
17 and 11.
And he was averaging 24, 25 in Toronto. Easy
Bro,
work.
he played with two of the greatest perimeter players in the league.
And he lessened his role.
All right, man.
He was an all-star.
Some dumbass bullshit again.
Bottom line
Let's
is,
keep the show moving.
when cats come to teams to take lesser roles, even though you know they're better, you got to give them credit.
My point
The
is,
same way you got to give credit to
fuck
whatever the
former
fuck we...
Patriots players. That's all.
I liked Chris Hogan before he became a Patriot, so I wasn't mad.
All right.
All right. Other news this week: the NFL pledges to stop race norming practices. So basically, they gave out the settlement. Like 3-5 years ago
$1 billion.
for painkillers. Was it painkillers or no? This might be the concussion one.
See, this is the
concussion one. Yeah. So basically, what they're saying is
Tell the truth. Shout out to Mantini.
they were testing, veteran players just to kind of see how their cognitive skills have gone down since playing. And essentially what they were saying is, well, the aging black players, they haven't declined as much because they started off lower because they're black, which is like a really old
Fundamentals of science, because
No, I'm saying it's like
science
a really
was really
old
racist
practice.
back
Like it's
then.
something they used to do like a long time ago.
science
Like,
was racist
to put
as
people
fuck.
like to fuck people over in the education system.
Black
And
people don't feel pain. That was another thing in the medical industry. Black women are getting the worst medical treatment of anybody, period. Like, the baby has like a 3 times more likely rate that they'll die if it's a black woman than the doctor's white.
So yeah, basically they were saying, black veteran players were impacted less by the game
Because they're stupider,
they
because they're
brought
black.
less to the table because they're black. And so yeah, they got sued for it, and now they said they're not going to do it. So, college football. Ooh,
Oops.
oh, close.
That's actually okay.
Which one is it?
It's okay, yeah. Right
Last
down,
one in the middle?
The bell.
Down?
There you go.
Excellent. Okay. So some
Your macros?
wild shit happened. Some wild shit happened, all right? So Virginia Tech freshman linebacker is charged with murder. I saw this shit when I was picking up my nephew this week, lulled him to sleep because, I'm excellent with kids and pets. I'm just like naturally like a fucking Uncle Jedi. I was already like a Jedi brother. Now I'm just like Uncle Jedi.
Bro, how much would you pay to see Kenny in one of those like little feeder things? Holding his nephew with a bottle. Feeding his nephew.
Here's your binky.
My mom was like, talk to him. I was like, I'm a fucking journalist. I was like, bitch, how you gonna tell me to talk to
I'll
him?
see you smiling the first time this baby pukes on you.
Now he's a journalist.
Hey, fuck you, Pete.
You even got a notebook? You got a notebook on you right now?
In my backpack, yes, fuck you. Ironically, the Senior Bowl one.
He lying. He ain't got shit.
I got a bunch of articles.
That's how I know you ain't a reporter, bro. You got the same notebook for a year?
I stole like 10. I didn't steal. I took like 10.
That's like a stripper with one set of fucking pantyhose or fishnets or
Holy
fucking...
shit.
How would you know that?
They're her
How do
lucky
you know
ones,
that?
She makes good money on that.
I'm
just saying.
Are you really a stripper if you only got one pair of stilettos?
It depends.
It depends if you just start.
Depends on your arches.
You tell me.
All right, continue.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
It's still my first week, all right?
His name is ISI, so I guess it's Izzy Todi? I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend like I know how to say that name at all. He's charged with second-degree murder and suspended from the team. Wow.
Is that a little harsh? Suspended 15 for second-degree murder.
I mean,
It's just a little harsh,
what
right?
did Aaron
Maybe just probation,
what did
right?
Aaron Hernandez get? Hey, Pete, what did your brother get?
Cousin, bro.
Cousin bro.
Wait,
Can
wait,
you
he
what if
wasn't-
you're can you be a cousin bro?
Yes, you can.
I'm pretty
second
sure.
cousins, third cousins, tribe.
No, but I mean like a first cousin,
Dang,
bro.
how different
Because if
would
you're a bro,
Aaron-
you're first.
How different would Aaron Hernandez's life been if you just played lacrosse?
Or if you just study journalism.
Aaron Hernandez was
Or if you
immediately
played in theater.
released.
If you played in dealer
Wait,
If
after
if
he,
just
It was
a-
out?
in the pros or
and
at Florida?
and he was out
and he's out
too soon.
too soon. It's been a while. It's all right. It's safe to say. You don't have to look over your shoulder.
But yeah. That's crazy if you beat the rap on this because he's considered a person of interest. And yikes, he was a 3-star member. He was a 3-star member of the Hokies 22-1 recruiting class out of Frank W. Cox High School in Virginia Beach. It's unfortunate. Okay, pretty much high school recruits are screwed. Like
Well, it's very unfortunate and everything. I mean,
this is like JUCO time. Like the high school kids probably even get to have a season. They're gonna have to try to commit right now. They're gonna be pressed to commit right now. They're gonna be pressed to commit super early and have like a definite answer by like August or September. When before they could, like under the new rules, they could have an early signing day, like November before December. And then, like, the last round of kids is around February because financial aid comes out in, like, March or April. Yeah, it's an article that, you know, like, all these JUCO people, if they're not all lost in the shuffle, they're going to have dibs over high school players. The military academy kids, they're going to have dibs over high school players and guys who are fringe scholarship guys. We just saw Alabama had a receiver walk on at Jackson State, who Deion Sanders coaches there. He's a walk on at Bama, and he has video. He posted video of him cooking some of his teammates who are higher rated recruits than him. And if a walk on is out here just dusting up receivers at Alabama, like how good is a walk on in Alabama better than like a starter at USC or Mid Tennessee State?
At Mid Tennessee State, yes. USC probably the same.
San Diego State? Not in the trenches.
Not necessarily.
So that's what's crazy, but like, yeah, it's and this kind of goes into the further thing. Like this next story, like when these guys are in the transfer portal is a mess in all sports. Like basketball, Gino Auriemma's like there's like thousands of kids in the transfer portal. Where are they gonna go? Like, and even if they pick a school, like, somebody's going to be missing out. Some school's going to overlook somebody. Blase, blase, blase. But so Georgia, he was the number 1 overall tight end when he came out of high school. And Derek Kendrick was like a senior corner at Clemson. So he and tight end Eric Gilbert was at LSU. He's transferring to Georgia. So Georgia got 2 5-star recruits that they probably don't do shit with. Because Georgia just develops guys to play in the NFL but never to actually win championship games. And that's it for college football.
So take a tangent. Myles Garrett being forced into a, quote, Jordan retirement from basketball by the Cleveland Browns head coach, Kevin Stefanski.
I'm going to say it's a touchdown because...
Take our tangent, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This fucking guy.
Take that for that.
Wow. She's on the boards tonight.
I like that one.
She's killing it.
I don't know what it said.
Another one.
Yeah, basically, they say when you dunk, 7 times the amount of impact comes back on your knees. So, yeah, that's why every 6'8" to 6'11" basketball player, if you ever see them walking around, they don't walk. They just, like, kind of glide because, like, their knees don't work right. So they kind of, like, have to just stay in motion. Like, they can't stop and walk, like, heel-toe like normal people. They have to, like, use their momentum and, like, when you see a retired
Bill
big
Russell,
man, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Shaq,
They all walk like
all
that.
of them. That's true.
Because their knees don't bend right anymore. And
Imagine having the God-given ability to dunk, and then when you're done and all your athleticism is gone, you're more fucked up than the average person.
But I mean, think about it, bro. Like, if you have 3 dunks in the game, that's a lot of impact on your knees. That's why you see them all at the end of the game. Ice in the locker room. Ice is everybody's best friend. So I don't blame Garrett.
Actually, fuck that one ice, but all the other kind of ice is cool.
I don't blame Garrett.
Hey, for all those tech guys at the LA Fitness are trying to play a pickup game, Myles Garrett, they're safe now, man. They're not going to be on ESPN just getting posterized and everything.
That man is 280 pounds with
is,
like the speed of a fucking small car.
Right. This is more for the fans in Cleveland. Like, hey, this guy's not that bad. We'll ground him, you know. So
he has like Hall of Fame talent. He could be like Kobe for our defense. So he's done fucking playing pickup basketball.
I'm telling you what I'm not going to do, all right? Let's just say I'm at my fucking, I don't know, BJJ club, whatever, wrestling club, whatever.
Wait, BJJ club?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And fucking Aaron Donald shows up, bro. I'm not going to fucking...
I don't want to roll with that guy.
I'm not going to spar with fucking Aaron Donald, bro. I'm leaving.
Aaron Donald's a white belt. You're like,
I'm good, bro. Like, I'm going home. Like, you can have a match tonight,
My stomach hurts.
Yeah, like...
Hey, bro, I might have a concussion. I can't be here.
Like, yeah, we get it. You're a super athlete, bro. Like, go to a private gym and do that shit on your
train
own.
with the fucking the Yakuza. Go train with the fucking Yakuza, bro. Don't train with me.
Yeah, for real. You over here?
I'm over here trying to watch fucking.
You over here jumping out 10-foot pools onto a pilo box. Like, what's next, bro? Jumping over the scoreboard, like.
He's like, nah,
demigod Garrett.
Those are squat days.
Was he over here? Hercules over here?
Yeah, he is, bro.
I mean, basically, yeah.
He is. Him and AJ Dillon. That's it.
You said AJ Dillon?
Yeah.
No, you forgot Saquon, AJ Dillon, Mike Davis.
Gio Bernard?
Nah.
Did you see his quad, though?
Yeah, but he's like...
Bro, he looked like a
Darius
predator.
Young.
His quad looked like a predator by itself.
Remember Darius
Young? He looked like he had a predator on his leg, bro.
I mean, I'm not surprised. He went to North Carolina. He's... Body types are everything, but, like, still...
The Ole Miss of the ACC. Still the greatest college analogy I've ever made.
Julius Peppers came out of North Carolina.
That's crazy.
And their women's soccer team is actually the most successful school history. I think they have like 100 NCAA titles for just soccer.
All right, next one.
Jacksonville Jaguars announced multi-million-dollar downtown project development.
Hey, did you see Urban Meyer on...
AEW?
Yep.
Fucking stupid.
He really just trying to do anything to get some clout on.
No, it's just
good for the AEW though.
AEW has like really shitty wrestling ideas. Like I feel like they're just like on that.
They're at that '90s WWF shit.
They're moving to TBS.
What does that mean?
They're going off TNT to TBS. Do I need to explain that? The difference between TNT and TBS?
TBS is actually better rated
when it comes to live action shit. TNT has the NBA. What does TBS have?
They're the same.
Really great reruns?
The same company.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
They're the same company.
Nobody's ever been on TBS like
Baseball.
that.
White people.
Chicago fucking Cubs. Every time I turn on TBS during baseball season, the goddamn Cubs are on. And I was like, you're not going to win this shit. Bro, you got your chip. Get the fuck out of here.
They won in 2017.
Yeah, they got their chip. Go the fuck home.
Bro, I don't want these. Get them away from me, Eric.
I want them. Fuck that. Give them to me.
This is peer pressure, man. Like,
I've been wanting them.
Gateway drug, dude. Like
Eminem's
I don't want
I don't want your money.
I keep putting them over there. He keeps bringing them over here. Like, fuck, dude.
That's the cross P.
Secondhand fatness, man. I don't need it.
I'm not stress eating. I just haven't eaten.
No, you're stress eating as fuck.
Yes.
You're going to call me out now? A little bit.
All right, but yeah. I mean, good for Jacksonville.
Good for the
AEW.
Do they have the money to do this, though? I mean, like, that owner, he's trying to even, like, stripping them over to England. to have them stationed in England
which
for
is
a while.
fucking dumb.
Yeah, no, that's just stupid. I mean,
I'm going to
it's
complain
one-
about the food. The food in England is trash, is it not?
No, actually, it's pretty good.
Okay, where?
Really?
Yeah,
I've
no,
heard some
hey, you know
wild
what?
shit.
Also one thing with European food is not processed like American. So like I could go there, have a good time, drink and stuff, and I'll still lose weight because the food's just better for you. Over here, it's like
I believe that.
processed and everything. Just like it's hard to lose weight here in the States compared to over there.
Like pickle juice and
But that
mayonnaise
doesn't make sense to me
sandwiches.
because it's a fucking island.
Beans on toast.
Well, they get most of their
It makes sense.
they get most of their food from Europe.
Yes.
They get
I guess.
they're like from
It's
Spain
still
and
on
everything.
a fucking ship. Like,
By the way,
you're gonna put some salt on the bitch, like to keep it going. Like, I don't know, man. Fuck
England's was it? England's
I'm not a
actually
fucking
continent.
food scientist. The fuck do I know?
Europe isn't a continent. They're only surrounded by a body of water on 3 sides, not 4. To be a continent, you have to be surrounded by water on like 4 different sides.
Huh?
Europe isn't a continent. And Africa's technically the biggest fucking landmass on the planet, but in maps, because people are racist, they always drew Africa small as fuck. And don't go to Antarctica because they have like a squid there that like killed 5 scientists. A couple of them.
Okay, where is this
Got
going?
away?
Yeah, I don't care.
I've been binge fucking
I'm
watching
telling you,
geography
they say
videos.
it's gonna be squids and ravens fighting for the world, and roaches fighting for the world after humans leave.
They're gonna kill us. The
I'm glad
squids
I'll
are
be
definitely
gone.
gonna kill us. We won't be here, but the squids are gonna get
What
somebody.
conspiracy shit do you guys read?
No, seriously,
man.
there's like
Seriously.
literally go read about the squid in Antarctica
Squids
that
solve
killed.
a lot of problems. Like they're expert escape artists. Like,
like a
they're
vampire
really
squid.
smart.
they taste good.
They posed the squid
I
in the
don't like the
water
texture.
posed as like another fucking diver, and they just ripped 3 people's heads off.
Jesus fucking Christ!
There's a story about the it's like they have a name for the motherfucker too. Like squids scare me, dog. Vampire squid, I don't fuck with that. I don't like the water.
Vampire squid.
sounds really
this
scared,
is gonna be
too.
his tattoo. A vampire
No,
squid.
seriously, vampire squids are real, bro. Look this shit up. I went to aquariums. I don't fucking like squids. Because if you woke up with one on your
trauma.
face, you're dead. It's over. I don't even want to survive that. Just kill me.
This reminds me of Aliens, you know, and the little things on his face.
The face hugger?
Yeah.
But that's not even a squid. That's just some shit that's going to eat your face
Well, they
off.
say even the octopus, like,
Squid.
it's really smart, can also
Evil. It's
Rip your head
anything that splits fucking...
like all their little suction cups are like razor blades.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and like they can put so much pressure onto you that it
cut
just
you
like
into fucking pieces.
yeah, it'll just cut you into pieces. It's crazy.
All right.
I think
And then
I'm
swallow the
down.
rest of you.
I'm scared of squids.
Oh
for the
yeah,
rest of
and
my
then they
life.
also fucking shoot out black goo at you to blind you and kill you. It is toxic.
Well, that's just because he made it happy.
You're just gonna die screaming and crying, and it's
I
gonna.
mean,
die
at least
having
it's
an
not
orgasm.
a white liquid, right?
What if that is their white liquid?
Oh.
What if their black liquid is our white liquid?
Wow.
All right.
I
All
can't.
right. Well, that
Anyway.
See how squids are fucking
this
scary?
is why some
Now
people
you-
shouldn't have kids.
Right. Can't pull out of a driveway, apparently.
God damn.
Yeah, man. Kitties over
Anyway,
there.
all right. Well, Buddha Baker clowns PFF over his alleged
You owe me food for like a
60%
month.
coverage grade by dropping facts.
He trashed this article where it was like Buddha Baker. This dude said he had terrible coverage skills for PFF. He said he only had a 60% coverage rate. He's like, bro, I was playing with a broken fucking hand. Like a broken hand. You try playing with a cast on with some shit that's broken that you know you got to go through surgery tomorrow.
Well, I mean, how many picks did he have this year?
I think 1 or 2, but oh yeah, they said his Buddha Baker's career highlight is getting chased down by fucking DK Metcalf.
I mean, that's an incredible play, though.
DK Metcalf isn't a human being that like. Oh yeah, I don't know if I said it last week, but he ran what, like a 10.7?
Yeah, we talked about it. That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's not
Motherfucker
a world-class sprinter, apparently.
But that's world class
he's-
speed for us fucking humans. Like, what if all the slow and athletic people get killed first? That's my fear when the squids take over.
Well, there's a movie on that, dude.
I'll be dead first.
It's just all the average people.
I'm so slow, they're like, you're not
The
even
world
really a
of
threat.
average people.
They're like, yeah.
Cardio.
No,
All right.
there's cardio, and then there's your mom wasn't a track star, so you're just not getting that speed.
I got another one.
You might get explosion and change of direction, but you don't get.
The WFT hires Doctor of Wellness and Clinical Services. Barbara Roberts is the 7th person in the NFL hired with this new role. take your tangent on that, Kenny?
Should be interesting for the sheer fact that if anybody has had a history, I think it was them and the Buccaneers and the Browns that had like MRSA outbreaks, if I'm not mistaken. But if anybody who needs to have some wellness in their lives, it would be that franchise. They need some wellness, not medical department, HR, security.
I think it's supposed to be like a mental health position, like a mental health coach, where like, you know, they teach players how to like envision success, how to like work through the anxieties and sleeplessness and other financial troubles and things that come up as a professional athlete.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. These guys,
Kenny, you're fucked up, dog. I know you ain't laughing at pro football trauma right now, dog.
Well,
you because of shit, dog.
Because I have it? Because we have it?
No, because you're like, dog, because I already know what you're thinking in your head. You're like, dog, I was homeless. These dudes are millionaires over here.
I had nothing. I went to work in Norwalk with fucking holes in my shoes and duct tape over the bottom.
Shit, you did that like 2 years ago. You went
were
to the Culver.
Were you asking for change on the curb too, or what, man?
You went to the Culver City station like that.
That's not funny. I did one time. I actually did, bro. From Gardena and 5 in the morning to Northridge, all day to Santa Monica.
Bro, those starter slides.
The starter slides. That might be the thing that makes me cry. The starter slides.
Those shits were worn, Roy.
Bro, they deserve like. I forgot about them, but now they're in the Hall.
They got a fucking Purple Heart, bro.
They're in the Hall of Fame in my mind now. My first pair of dunks, them shits lasted 12 years.
No way.
Wow.
All right, let's go to touchdown and turnover.
I got big really young, so I was like.
So the Panthers now decide to move Jeremy Chinn to safety full time.
He was actually he was second in defensive of the defensive rookie of the year. Shut up. Last year as a rookie, he was classified as a linebacker. That's why he was so huge. He had really great stats. He had like 3 pick sixes, sacks, fumbles, all types of shit. And when we saw him at the Senior Bowl, they had him playing safety and linebacker. And lo and behold, you know, he's just going to go back to safety full time. But now I think because they have Kitty Robinson, they have other DBs back there. I think if you're going to put Jeremy Chinn back at safety, it means J.C. Horn is a lockdown corner. And now you have depth you have 2 solid starters at corner, Dante Jackson, J.C. Horn, and I think Bradbury. I forget who the third dude is. Whoever the third dude is obviously a solid corner. So that means now you can afford with your front 7 that you drafted with Derek Brown, Gross Matus, who's the other guy? The dude out of Florida State, who was actually the baby Brian Burns. That's who he is. Brian Burns, who was actually babysat by Thomas Davis's wife when he was a kid, former Panther great. But if you look at their linebacking situation, is settled now. Their linebacking core is good. Their D-line's good. So now if you have to, since Chinn, he can now just play safety full time, that means their defense is looking scary right now probably. Like the Panthers I'm telling you, I'm going to say they're going to win 10 games this year. I can see it.
About that.
If that offense is on point.
Did you know Patrick Chung went to Rancho Cucamonga?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I feel bad for he didn't know this long.
He went to Oregon and his last name's Chung.
I didn't know he was an IE. Now I feel bad.
His last name is Chung and he went to Oregon in that era.
I feel bad, man.
I thought he was one of the black dudes who made it out of Oakland and went up there?
Nah, I just didn't know he was from the IE.
Yep. Most of those Oregon cats are IE cats. Go back and look at those rosters. But yeah,
right. Next one.
It's a good fit.
Kenny's Panthers stand-up.
So Panthers signed former All-Pro returner Pharoh Cooper,
who was once a Ram.
I
think he played for the
Why
Raiders.
not? I thought he was always kind of not that bad.
Yeah, I mean,
He's not a burner. He's just more quick and explosive.
he's just a fast guy.
No, he's not fast. Well, he's like NFL. He's not like NFL fast. He's like 4.5, 4.6 fast. But his game speed is a little bit faster.
All right, well, good for them.
But the Panthers, yeah, looking nice.
Panthers can do something. Maybe
I say
maybe not.
their ceiling is 10 games.
Not that division, yeah, maybe
10 games in a wild card.
Maybe.
Nah, Bucks are probably gonna win like 12 games this year.
The Falcons coach Arthur Smith said, "We'll see on Julio Jones. He won't commit to the receiver after trade rumors, touchdown or turnover for Julio."
They're gonna have to trade him. Julio's like, I'm done sharing. Like, now you got all these weapons, so you're not gonna throw me the ball. And then when you should have been throwing me the ball, you won't throw me the ball at the right time. So fuck it, I'm gonna just hit this one out. It's better if you trade me anyway.
Or the Pats.
How about Matt Ryan, Julio Jones for Deshaun Watson trade?
Nah, it's a horrible trade.
Yeah, bro. Atlanta can't take another.
They can't take Matt Ryan.
Bro, it took them like 15 years to bring Michael Vick back. They're not touching a quarterback with problems.
Yeah.
And an old one.
He's not old. He's
No, for an old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
All right.
NFL now is considering to play in Germany.
Touchdown.
Guten Tag.
I think it's great. I mean, actually,
they actually always had some of the better
NFL Europe
teams. They were more successful there.
And they keep getting German dudes who end up going from tight end to wide receiver running 4.38s.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I've got to experience one of these games abroad, and it's really cool to see it in another country, and then you see how big it is. Because, like, you know, I saw it at Wembley, and Wembley's gigantic. That's like 100,000 people in there, and that was full for a Miami Dolphins game. You know, it was Miami Dolphins with Jay Cutler.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Drew Brees with Saints.
Now, he's actually won like 10 games though, but
yeah, you know.
Hey, so quick question: if I was going to go to Europe, unless I wanted meat and potatoes, how high on how high on the GOAT Europe food list is meat and potatoes?
Well, I mean, it's everywhere, man. Like,
and not like corned beef hash. I don't like that shit.
Well, everything's different, dude. Europe has different culture. So in England, it'd be a Sunday roast, you know, with some potatoes and everything. They'll roast it on Sundays. It takes all day.
so bangers and mash.
Bangers and mash, definitely. You know, fish
How's
and
the
chips,
gravy?
Phenomenal. Gravy's actually good. Gravy's good.
Is
It's
there any
different.
mayonnaise in the gravy?
No, fuck that shit. Mayonnaise and gravy? What the fuck is that?
I keep hearing shit about mayonnaise in
Mayonnaise
Europe.
and gravy?
I've heard horror stories about mayonnaise.
What the fuck is that? I'm offended.
I've heard shit. I'm trying to learn. We're learning from each other.
Get blasphemy.
I've heard horrible shit about gravy.
Mayonnaise and
I told
gravy.
you.
This is reciprocal.
I told you before this podcast. It's my job to teach you about white culture.
You gotta see me on the other half list. Hey, bro, here's actually on the dope shit. Bro, I've heard shit about foods over there, and I'm like,
That
what
might be
countries are
Canada
regular?
or something because they like mayonnaise and weird shit. But like,
They put pancake on shit. Not pancake. They put, God damn
Mayonnaise.
it, maple syrup. They put maple syrup on shit that isn't supposed to have syrup on it. But
well, at one point,
You're
fried
fat.
chicken
You
wasn't
can put
supposed to have
syrup
maple
on
syrup.
anything, bro.
no, you can't.
You can.
What can you not?
That's fucked
I mean,
up.
maybe not nachos or anything, but you know.
I'm sorry, bro.
But maybe you could.
You've been wanting to say
I'm
that about
sorry,
me.
yeah.
I've seen you
sorry,
eat
bro.
nasty, horrible
I'm
shit,
sorry,
bro.
What have you seen me eat that's nasty, horrible?
A lot. I blocked most of it out.
I've seen you dip a fucking chicken sandwich in a shake.
I might have been tired. Was I like tired that day?
That does sound
Was this
bad.
like? Was I like dead ass
that
tired?
would make
or
me
like,
make me vomit a
I
little
was
bit.
trying. I didn't do that. I don't do that.
That sounds awful.
I don't do that. My little sister does that. My little sister
my
does weird shit like
God.
that. I
It's
don't
like
fucking.
put some ice cream, some
I don't dip
chicken,
my fries
maybe
in a
some
Frosty,
olives,
okay?
blend it all together. It was cool smoothie. It's green.
I'm disgusted and offended. Some spirulina.
Throw some fucking mayonnaise and gravy in there too. While you're at it.
I've
God
heard
damn it.
about mayonnaise and gravy, like liver and onions. Like I've heard about.
Liver and onions is a real thing. Mayonnaise and gravy is just
No,
fucking
it's
like
a-
apocalyptic death.
I have friends who like follow horrible food meme,
That sounds horrible.
and they see me like they show me like
Break
different.
the plate.
They show me like horrible food memes and like food felonies. I swear I'm gonna start a food felony podcast since I'm working in the fucking culinary field right now. I've seen some food felonies. Broccoli on a pizza is a food felony.
All right, here's one.
Maybe not a white
49ers.
pizza.
49ers host Delaney Walker. Touchdown or turnover.
I mean, he sat out for a year. He's healthy after having that nasty injury.
He's one of the most underrated corners. Tight ends ever.
I was about to say,
That's a big corner.
And he did more justice for the 83 than LG Crumpler did with the Titans.
That is true. He was actually a Pro Bowl tight end. After starting out as a running back and then going to tight end and being an H-back for the Niners. All the cats off that Niners team who actually ended up getting fat contracts, Delaney Walker has carved out a hell of a career for himself.
Yeah, I think that's great because they got to replace Jordan Reed though, right? Or is he still on the team?
Jordan Reed retired.
Retired, yeah.
Yeah, he just retired.
Yeah, so
but they want Jalen Hurd to stay healthy so badly because Jalen Hurd was a running back at Tennessee, and then they switched him receiver, and then he transferred to Baylor, and then became a receiver at Baylor, and got drafted. And like his height, weight, speed makes him kind of almost like a perfect tight end. And he proved he could play receiver from switching to running back, where everybody thought he was a power back. So the Niners are really high on Jalen Hurd still. He was like a 5th-round pick for them out of Baylor. And if he can hang on and become the H-back that they want, then he's a perfect, fill-in behind Kittle.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see what happens.
All right. I think that's it. So should we get to the rounds?
Show went by quick as fuck.
Well, yeah, when you stop fucking standing on the XFL for 45 minutes.
We had to pick up the pace a little bit there,
bro.
man.
We had like 5 different tangents.
We
That's
really
how
did.
little content we had this week.
Well, it is the off season. Well, we want to talk about OTAs.
No, I just figured we were gonna have a big argument about this.
Oh, about how Kenny can't go to the Rams practice next week because he doesn't want to get vaccinated.
That hurts.
There's no vaccinated seating.
What do you mean?
I thought there was seating for non-vaccinated people.
There's not. I didn't see that.
She sent me the link for people.
There's your COVID pile up over there.
Also, are they going to check?
I'm like, I identify as vaccinated, so fuck y'all.
Kenny's gonna get COVID.
Just get the fuck out of here, bro. You got kids now.
June 15th, bro.
Go home. Take care of your kid, bro.
How you gonna get me out the game and I didn't even disqualify myself? This is bullshit. I'm 29, bro. This is 29. Welcome to 29, Pete. You see what I'm going through? And I'm only like a couple months older than you. Holy shit. Wintertime's coming, motherfucker.
All right, kids.
I'll be fine come winter. But Pete, oh man.
All right, who's gonna go first?
I'll start. So speaking of the baby talks, my brother had No. I'm not ready for that. Don't wish that upon me right now, please.
He already has a dog.
Damn it! Don't you fucking put that in the universe.
They're contagious.
He said, take it back.
They're contagious.
Kalima.
You first,
Kalima. Honestly, though, Pete, I'm saying.
He already has 4.
I know, right?
First comes
3.
the dog.
Then comes the marriage. Then comes the baby in the baby carriage.
Shit. Well, anyway, my brother, who is now successfully has made a non-obnoxious gender release party this week, and I got to join in on Zoom. So him and his girlfriend are expecting a little girl. So so I'll be Uncle Eric in November-ish. So
Uncle Girl Dad.
Yeah, so... God, my brother's in trouble with a girl. I'll tell you what. Well, I think my brother's in trouble anyway. But
the thing about karma, it's like you get a girl, you probably.
What's going to be funny is when she starts sneaking out of the house like he did when she's in high school, and like he's going to flip out. So, good luck, Daria. But anyway, to you and Sam, you guys had a great gender release without being obnoxious and blowing up half a city. Just a little bit of a pop and balloons, and then. Seeing some family and my brother's lifelong friends via Zoom. So just congratulations to my brother, and can't wait to meet the little girl in November.
That's awesome.
Who's next?
Lakers are down 76-89, third quarter.
They're coming back. Is
Don't give me hope.
I do have hope, so that'll be crushed in about 15 minutes.
Wow, they got it within 13. That's crazy.
Yeah, they were down. I mean, they lost by 30
They were down by like
the other
30,
night.
bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They still got a chance.
You can't count LeBron out.
All right, so I guess I'll go on that note. Yeah, man, my Clippers took an L yesterday, and only thing I'm gonna say is this, man. Like,
It's over.
the Clippers really have no excuse. They have everything. They made a change at coach. They've been in these games. They chose this matchup. They've beaten these guys before. They've lost to these guys before. And guess what it's going to come down to? These next 2 games, they got to win them both or they're going home. That's it, period. On the Lakers side of it, you know, I think what we took away from this whole experience is how important rest is.
Yes.
You know, whether you look at the Lakers or the Heat, both of those teams that were hot in the bubble and made it to the finals, both flamed out in the first round, and it really just came down to not having enough bodies, and the bodies that they had were hobbled. You heard it all season. AD, LeBron were talking about being tired, and I mean, I get that, but at the same time, you know, Lakers fans talk a lot of shit. You play for arguably the greatest franchise in all of professional sports. Like, there's a lot of expectations, and hanging that in the coattails of Kobe dying last year and winning that first ring for him, but not being able to do a repeat. It stings, but it stings for Lakers fans especially, but also the city. It's not over yet, so maybe they'll come back. I'll probably jinx them, and they will come back, knowing my luck, and then the Clippers will lose tomorrow, because that's how lucky I am.
Yes.
But other than that, I mean, for the Clippers, like, yeah, they have some bodies that are hurt, and they're banged up, but they've been resting their guys all season ready for this, and so there's no real excuse for it. You know, they're just getting beat, and they're in the games, and they need to figure out a way to fucking win them. People got to take shots. I don't care if you're a first-year player, second-year player, you're scared, whatever. You're out on the floor for a reason. Take the shot. That's everything in life.
Except you, Terrence Mann. Who the fuck is Terrence Mann?
Terrence Mann is good, bro. He's been playing good all year.
I know, it's funny to say that.
I know, but he fucking didn't take that shot, but whatever. All right, Kenny, you go first so Izzy can close it out.
Yeah, Izzy, you definitely got to close this one out. So this is a 2-parter.
Wow.
Man, every time I look at my nephew's eyes, I cried like 7 times this week. I've cried more this week than I ever have in my entire life. Like, real shit. My mom was like,
bro, don't listen to For Your Eyes Only at all. Avoid that whole album.
Yeah. I can't listen to Apparently anymore. Or Power Trip. I really can't listen. I'm going to cry if I listen to Power Trip. But yeah. I'm listening to Save Your Tears by The Weeknd all week. That had me crying a little bit. It's just like so many emotions. Like when you find out, like when you finally see your nephew or niece, in my case nephew, I just like want to do everything for him. Like I just want to tell him everything now. Like I think about when my mom used to, when my mom had my little sister, and like every night I would touch her stomach, check on my mom, bring her ice and stuff. Like I was like her little helper, whatever she needed. And then as soon as my younger sister was born, I was like shielding people from her. I was like, no, I'm gonna hold her. Like I took like the utmost care. Like my older sister did too, but I was like, I remember how my older sister used to do me as a kid. And yeah, the oldest, because the oldest are bullies. The oldest are clearly bullies. They never stop being bullies. There's bullies till the day you die, you fucking asshole. And then like right where the end when you need us, like you want to get all sentimental and change your heart, and that's when we're just like, I should hit you with a fucking bedpan, but I love you, so I won't. You're welcome, by the way, from all the middle child to all the older siblings who we're gonna be taking care of you when you get old. You're welcome. But I think about my little sister and baby's here, and just like I understand the pain that my grandfather probably felt when he was dying, and he would talk to my mom, and he was just like, I'm not going to get to see my grandkids grow up. I'm not going to get to see my grandson grow up. Like, I'm named after my grandfather, and the fact that my little sister named her son after me, like, I always thought about like what would happen when that day would come if it was a boy, but I just always assumed everybody in my family was gonna have girls, and I'm gonna be the only one with boys. Or my mom still says today. She says you're gonna end up with 6 daughters, and your fucking hair is gonna fall out. I was like, why? Yes, she said because you're gonna learn to deal with women on every front, and you're gonna have 6 daughters, and that'll be your penance. That'll be your payback. You get 6 daughters, and I'm like, I wasn't even that much of an asshole. She's like, you are. I was like, I'm not. She's like, okay, you're not an asshole, but you're definitely an asshole. I was like, fair enough. Yeah, it just warms my heart every time I see my nephew. Like, I'll just sit there and look at him for a couple of minutes. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night, insomnia, shit happens. I just look at him and smile. Like, got a whole future ahead of him. Like, and it's crazy because, like, we don't get to know that as children. Like, we don't get to really understand how much of everything is in front of us as kids. And the older we get, we're like, fuck, where did the time go? This was taken from me. But you realize, like, man, other people watched you lived, and might have been their best years is watching you grow. And now I'm in a position where I get to watch somebody else grow. And the emotion of that just kind of, like, it's been getting to me all week. Yeah, love you, Chels. Isaiah Kenneth Jones. It's my pride and joy right there. That's my road dog. We're going to be wearing tandem suits in like 3 years. I'm telling you. I'm going to put a gold chain around that baby's neck. There's going to be some fly shit. But, and lastly, Izzy, you being on this show gave it like a breath of fresh air from the aspect of like, we remember what it was like to be students. And, like, the world didn't kill all our dreams yet. Don't let the world kill all your dreams. They're all in front of you. That's kind of also like I'm starting to realize that was kind of like some bullshit, too. The world doesn't kill your dreams. It just moves a bunch of unnecessary bullshit out the way. Because maybe, like, you have to stay in the situation longer than, like, life would intend you to. Like, we all have, like, okay, we're going to do this by this time, this by that time. It's going to happen at this age. It's going to happen and under these perfect circumstances when, let's be honest, how many times have we planned some shit out and it definitely didn't go to it didn't go nowhere near the way we planned it, but it worked out? So, I mean, just know that we all got love for you here. You're always a part of the Touchdowns and Tangents family. Once you're here, you're family forever. Don't worry, we won't ask you for gas money. But if you do want to bring food through again, we'll call it a business lunch. And also, that's a tax write-off. Speaking of tax write-offs, so pretty much all the gas you've spent or any money you spent, whatever, food-wise, going to and from here, multiply that by, let's just say, a calendar year. Mm-hmm. All that is you can put that on your tax write-off. Even if you're not the one filing your taxes, your parents can use it as a tax write-off because they can just say, well, we pay for the car. And she's going to an internship, paying out of her pocket to go there, has to fill up her own gas, has to eat, this, that, and the third. All that is a tax write-off. So use it wisely and get a shit ton of paper next year. And you already got one piece of paper, when in reality, the journey is probably greater than that piece of paper. I'm just going to be honest with you. You probably have more memories you can call on and more lessons you can call on. And you'll probably look at that diploma 3 times in maybe the next 10 years. And if you do look at it, it's because you accidentally found the shit because you were looking for something else and it just showed up. But, don't let it get too dusty. Keep it clean. Keep it fresh. You earned it. Sparkle that bitch. Throw some bedazzle on it. Whatever you want to do. And most importantly, man, we're just glad we've met you. We've had a chance to watch you grow. You definitely taught us some things and had some of the most hilarious drops on this show. Some of them just eat their bombs. I think most of them were towards me, but they were funny-ass punchlines. And you caught Pete with a couple. And whatever you do, don't worry, we got recommendation letters for you. Whatever you do in the future, you're going to be dope at it. Go chase your dream down. And then once you realize what that is and you keep going for it, everything else, the universe will just bend around that. It'll bend around your time and what you make a priority. So congratulations to keep up the great work. We'll miss you.
So since we're doing 2-parters now, I guess I'll do my second part dedicated to Izzy as well. Yeah, I mean,
He's trying not to cry. That's why
I
he's
told
laughing.
myself in the shower that I wasn't gonna make this joke, but I'm gonna make the joke anyway.
And HR, stand by.
You're our first intern to give us actual notice. At least you didn't ghost
Really?
us.
Man.
Did Sir really ghost us? She kind of like gave us the hint.
But then she was back for like a month, and then she was like, I'm out.
Pretty much like the pandemic hit. I got to make money. We understand.
But yeah, no, I mean,
We love you, sir.
pretty much, I don't know, man. When Kenny texted me, it was your last show last week. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, I was watching a Laker game and coming home from my dad's house. So I was just like, I just set it aside. I was like, I don't even know what to do with this. I'm not even going to reply.
I'm emotionally not ready.
I don't.
Stages
I
of
don't even
grief.
know.
I went there.
I was
Trust
like,
me.
I don't even know what to say to this. So I just kind of left it there. Then I was like, in the back of my mind, I kept thinking about it. I was like, oh, yeah, we got to do something. But I don't know. It's just been a long, weird week. And then next thing you know, it's fucking Thursday. And I was like, oh, shit, it's
The
Thursday.
countdown got to me.
Like, it's fucking Izzy's last episode. And I mean, much to what Kenny said, you brought an energy, you brought a curiosity, you brought a willingness to learn, you brought
You used to look exuberant. Punctuality.
wholesomeness, you brought like a fucking, I don't know, you just,
A quiet confidence.
well, I'll say this. I'll say, like, more so than just being a student, I think it's just more of like, you took us back to when we didn't know everything about podcasting or everything about, you know, even football. Like, just little simple things that we just kind of overlook. It's just nice to have like a new perspective on it. And for us to really even just challenge our own perspective, because we have to explain it to you and to the audience and stuff like that. And on the outside, like, I mean, it was a really hard year for all of us. You know, we all went through changes, even Eric, obviously. So, you know, I wish we could have utilized you more because you were so willing to work and willing to try new things and willing to do things more. But that's really just on our end. But ultimately, I just hope that when you look back on this experience, like, you know, what you will have gained is that confidence that Kenny was saying, because like seeing how you were in the first episode where it was like you couldn't even say hi on the mic to like now you're sitting in the middle seat like running the boards and like engaging with us and looking things up and stuff like that, like
Perfect timing, by the way. Also.
and now you're able to talk and communicate on the mic and it's not just on the mic. I mean, you that is translating to just how you're more open and comfortable just communicating. So that's why, like, with what you already were working on, your marketing degree, like, you have that now. No one could take that away from you. And now we gave you some of the soft skills, like, you know, learning how to communicate, learning how to try new things, learning how to pivot, learning how to fail, learning how to succeed, learning how to, you know, have confidence, learning how to work with different people, like, you know, learning how to make something from nothing. Like, and so I hope you can take those soft skills and really marry them to the hard skills that hopefully you got for that $50,000 piece of paper. And I think you'll be able to do it because, like, it already takes a different kind of mind just to deal with us. Like, we're odd, weird people, and we're a lot. So you can handle us. You should be able to handle anybody.
Yeah.
And you literally were coming here in a pandemic during your last year of college. And you were working when you started here at that spot in Long Beach.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Like, you really just said fuck it and went for your dream. And, like, for us to see that, like, I just have, like, the utmost respect for you and everything you're doing because it took a lot.
And that's really what this podcast is like. It's just fucking doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this next venture, I hope that you will take that with you and just fucking do it. Like, You know, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not what you want it to be, you know, you'll find a way to make it into what it needs to be. And that's really what this podcast is. It's not always the best. It's not always what we want it to be. It's not always what it should be, but sometimes it's what we need and it's what the culture needs. And that's just kind of what you have to take with you.
And your work ethic, in my eyes, is unquestionable because who the fuck does everything you were doing?
It already took 45 minutes, and I had 2 rants, but I got a mansplain Pete, too.
And it's not mansplaining. Shut up. Like, to come from Long Beach to here and back on a Thursday night, like, you got heart. And I respect the shit out of that. And no matter what, I don't care what job you want to apply to, if you, like, have second thoughts, just remember all this shit you did in the pandemic when, like, everything was horrible. You persisted, and you're always a winner in my book. So, salute to you.
Man, you guys are going to make me cry.
All right, well, your last rant. Close it out.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, I want to say thank you guys so much for the opportunity to come out here every week. It's always exciting for me when I get to go up to near LA. I love it. I love the culture up here. But every Thursday I was so excited.
Fam, don't blow it on your last episode. Come on.
I didn't do anything.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh,
She's from Long Beach. Long Beach isn't a part of L.A. She kept that shit 100 from the get-go.
LA's over here from Long Beach, though?
Long Beach isn't a part of L.A.
I
Yeah.
guess.
There was a
It's
barely
like-
tangent episode about it. She
Yeah,
clearly explained
we've
it.
had this conversation before.
Oh, really? I must have missed the
Don't
think-
make,
4
don't, make
reruns.
this, don't make this 30
I
minutes.
must have missed the 4 reruns of it.
Don't make this an
I
XFL thing.
think I missed the 4 reruns of it. My bad.
Actually, it was 7, but
Go
I
ahead.
love LA. But I love Long Beach too. But it's been an honor being
Same
able.
shit, bro.
Really? Okay. Anyways,
the culture just told you no, Pete.
It's the same shit.
I'm super grateful for everything I learned, and I was in like a horrible place last summer. So to be able to come and like, especially in the middle of a pandemic, meet 3 new people who like, obviously cared about what they were doing. They cared about who they were working with and what they were working on. It was an awesome change of pace, and it was exactly what I needed to go into my last year of college. Yeah, I'm super grateful. I'm never gonna forget any of this. If you told me like 15 months ago that I would be doing this, I would not have believed you. But I'm super grateful that I was able to come into a space like this for the first time, and you guys were so welcoming, and you were so eager to answer any questions I had. And with Barely a Tangent, you were so eager to just have me on and let me try things out. Even when I couldn't speak into the mic, I still feel like I can barely speak into the mic. But it's cool watching what a year's worth of work will do on and off this show. And it's been an absolute like pleasure being able to come down here. And so I wanted to thank you guys for all your...
Bruh, it's only like 15 miles.
I like how he's emotionally past this entire fucking moment, and like he just goes back to it's only 15 miles. Bro, are you not just hear what the fuck she just said?
That was beautiful.
I won't see you like every week anymore.
I know,
but-
you're making it sound like you fucking walk down the Oregon Trail.
Bro, she's
and
not
risk
coming
it
over
all.
here. She doesn't have to.
Yeah, I don't come up here often. I'm gonna be honest.
She don't cross that bridge if she
Yeah,
ain't got
that's some real
to.
Long Beach shit.
They got a better
Yeah,
Roscoe's anyway.
I don't go past the 91.
I could stay like within a 1 mile radius of my house for like 3 months straight. I wish I was
Quarantine.
kidding, but it is quarantine. Yeah, so
And on top of that, you have the fucking Pike, so
Pike's alright.
it's still nice.
It's alright.
but I'm going to the Rams practice next Thursday.
Nice.
I'll be
I
there
would
too.
love to go to Rams versus Raiders or Bears. Something
Yeah,
like that.
Lots of
Bears
fun.
is week 1. I don't know if I can afford that ticket.
I have to get this goddamn
Yeah.
vaccine on.
I'll
Maybe
be
not the
there,
Bears.
coffee.
Maybe
Yeah.
the Raiders.
Enjoy my life.
I
Touch my face.
wanna pregame. No, I wanna tailgate with you guys. Would pregame, tailgate, same shit,
Pregame.
right?
The pregame was in the tailgate.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I I'll still be around, just not every single Thursday.
You can come back and
know.
For a
just
long
Just making
time.
it
Guest
sound
host
like,
with
you're making
us,
it
too.
sound like it's so far.
That was the nicest breakup ever. I'll be around you, but just not really
not around.
ever.
No, I will be. We're going to a game, and I'm gonna wear the same shirt.
I feel it.
All right, well, that's it. Hit the stop button.
All right. Well,
I
thank
mean,
you
you got to go out better than that, Pete. Jesus.
All right,
Izzy,
bye.
it's been a pleasure.
You're
Thank
fine-
you so
you're-
much.
Eric, thank you.
Your final sign off.
Hit him with a catchphrase.
Good luck and good night.
The world
Good
is
luck and good
yours.
night.
The world is yours.
Give birth to a great life.
I don't know.
I don't quote Nas. The world is yours.
Facts.
That's fine. We'll ride you out on the Jamaican air horn.
All right. Thank you guys for everything.
Do-do-do-do.